Hollywood has secrets. Some fade with time, others refuse to stay buried, and for years, no, decades, one question has quietly followed one member of America's most famous family like a shadow that never quite disappears. Khloé Kardashian. At 31, the reality star has built an empire of resilience, humor, and unapologetic honesty. But behind the filters, the fashion lines, and the carefully curated family image, whispers have lingered, whispers about her paternity. And no matter how many times the family laughs them off, they always come back. People, as Khloé herself has admitted, have come out of the woodwork with accusations, DNA rumors, side comments, late-night jokes that sting more than they should. To outsiders, it's gossip. To Khloé, it's personal. And to Kris Jenner, it's painful, because when the rumors resurface, they don't just target headlines, they hit family. But what if this isn't just tabloid noise? What if the truth sits deeper, locked away in legal documents, private conversations, and a secret allegedly taken to the grave by Robert Kardashian Sr. himself? This isn't about the OJ trial, not about old scandals or forgotten flings. This is about something far more intimate, something discussed, reportedly, by Robert's closest circle, his pastor, his best friends, and even his ex-wives. The question is simple, but explosive. Is Khloé Kardashian Robert Kardashian Sr.'s biological daughter? Before rolling your eyes, consider this. These claims don't come from anonymous blogs or internet conspiracy threads. They trace back to a meticulously researched biography published in 2017, built on direct quotes from the people who knew Robert best. And one detail stopped readers cold. A minister, Robert's spiritual advisor, a man entrusted with his deepest truths. According to him, Robert once said Khloé was not his biological child. That single claim cracks the polished Kardashian narrative wide open, and once it does, there's no closing it again. Because if that secret is real, then everything we think we know about this family might only be half the story. Every rumor has a starting point. For Khloé Kardashian, it wasn't a headline, it was the day she was born. June 27, 1984. Inside a Los Angeles hospital, the Kardashian family welcomed their third daughter into the world. On paper, everything looked normal. Another baby. Another chapter. Another perfect family moment. But according to those who were there, something felt off almost immediately. Khloé didn't look like her sisters. She didn't look like her brother. And she didn't look like her father. While Kourtney and Kim shared dark hair, olive skin, and unmistakable Armenian features, baby Khloé stood apart. Lighter hair, lighter eyes, a different bone structure altogether. Friends noticed. Family noticed. No one said anything, but everyone remembered. At first, the explanations were gentle. Genetics are unpredictable. Recessive traits exist. Maybe she took after a long-forgotten relative. Kris Jenner reportedly pointed to a great-grandmother. Robert Kardashian Sr., according to friends, deflected with humor, joking that maybe the pool guy was responsible. A joke. But not the kind a man makes if he's completely certain. Behind closed doors, the questions quietly multiplied. Why did Khloé look so different? Why did the explanations change depending on who was asked? And why did the family seem so determined to laugh it all away, instead of shutting it down once and for all? As Khloé grew older, the whispers followed her. Not loudly. Not publicly. Just enough to linger. Just enough to hurt. Even Kris would later admit that deep down, the rumors affected her daughter more than anyone wanted to acknowledge. And then there was the silence. No DNA test. No definitive answer. Just a family choosing to move forward, without ever fully looking back. Because sometimes, in Hollywood's most famous families, the most powerful secrets aren't hidden by lies. They are hidden by love. And as the years passed, one question remained unanswered. Not because no one asked, but because some truths are too dangerous to confirm. Rumors can survive looks. They can survive jokes. But timelines don't lie. This is where the Khloé Kardashian story stops being uncomfortable and starts getting complicated. According to Kris Jenner's own memoir, Khloé was conceived during a romantic European getaway in September 1983. Italy. Sunsets. A planned pregnancy. A story clean enough to frame and hang on the family wall. Khloé was born June 27, 1984, roughly 9 months later. On paper, the math works. But behind the scenes, people close to Robert Kardashian Sr. say the circumstances didn't. Here's where things quietly unravel. Robert's longtime pastor, his spiritual confidant, the man he trusted with truths he didn't share publicly, went on record years later with a stunning claim. Robert allegedly told him that during the period Khloé would have been conceived, he and Kris were not intimate. Not occasionally. Not rarely. Not at all. That alone raises questions. But the pastor wasn't alone. Close friends echoed the same belief. People who were present during every Kardashian birth. People who watched the marriage strain long before the cameras arrived. According to them, Robert never disputed the rumors loudly, but he didn't confirm them either. He shut them down with dismissal. With humor. With silence. And then there's Kris herself. In her memoir, she described her marriage to Robert during that era as distant. Their intimacy. Infrequent. Wham, bam, thank you, she wrote, hardly the language of a passionate, consistent relationship. So now we have 3 versions of the same moment in time. Kris says Italy. Robert reportedly says they weren't together. And the people closest to him quietly believed something didn't add up. No one named names. No one demanded proof. And no one pushed for a DNA test. Because confirming the truth might have shattered the family completely. And as the timeline cracks, one thing becomes painfully clear. This wasn't just about biology. It was about what Robert Kardashian chose to believe. And what he chose to protect. Once the timeline starts cracking, Hollywood does what it always does, it starts filling in the blanks. Quietly at first. Then louder. If Robert Kardashian Sr. wasn't Khloé's biological father, the next question becomes unavoidable. Then who was? Inside the Kardashian circle, rumors didn't just float, they circulated. Names were whispered, never confirmed, and rarely denied. One theory tied itself to a family friend so famous that even mentioning it felt radioactive. Another pointed toward someone far closer to Kris Jenner's daily life at the time. And yet, according to those who knew Robert best, he never chased the truth publicly. Friends say Robert heard the rumors. He knew the speculation. He was aware of the names being passed around in private conversations. But when confronted, his response was always the same, dismissive, short, and final. It's all bullshit. Not a defense. Not a denial. An ending. One former friend recalled Robert joking about the situation, deflecting with dark humor rather than outrage. The kind of joke that lands differently when a man is unsure. The kind of joke that signals discomfort rather than confidence. Behind closed doors, however, Robert reportedly spoke differently. According to multiple sources who later went on record, he confided in select people, wives, friends, a pastor, that Khloé was not his biological child. He didn't offer a replacement name. He didn't point fingers. He didn't explain how he knew. What mattered to him wasn't who the father was. It was what he would do with that truth. Robert refused to take a DNA test. Refused to expose Kris. refused to let the world fracture his family further. Instead, he made a decision that would define everything that followed. He chose silence over scandal, love over proof, and legacy over biology. Because in Robert Kardashian's world, blood wasn't what made someone his child. And that choice, more than any rumor, may be the most revealing part of this entire story. In the end, the question was never really about DNA. Robert Kardashian Sr. could have demanded the truth. He could have ordered a test, ended the speculation, and rewritten history with one piece of paper. But he didn't. Instead, he made a decision. Quietly, deliberately, and without explanation. Khloe was his daughter. Not biologically, perhaps. Not scientifically proven. But emotionally, legally, and publicly, she was his child in every way that mattered. He claimed her. He raised her. He loved her. And he took whatever doubts he had with him to the grave. For Khloe, the rumors never stopped. For the public, the mystery remains unsolved. And for the Kardashian family, the silence became part of the story. Because sometimes the most powerful truth isn't what's proven in a lab. It's what someone chooses to stand by, even when the whole world is watching. And that may be the real Kardashian legacy.